The Magic Show is brought to you by StarCityGames.com, and check this out. On May 14th and 15th, the StarCityGames.com Open Series comes to Orlando, and this event is going to be huge. We're talking hundreds of players, over $14,000 in cash prizes, at least 18 players qualified for their choice of either StarCityGames.com Invitationals, live coverage all day courtesy of SCG Live, tons of side events, and as much Magic the Gathering as we can pack into one weekend. So make plans to join StarCityGames.com in Orlando, and we'll see you there. So welcome back, everybody. Here is our blue cards from New Phyrexia. I'm here, of course, with Brad Nelson, the one and only Player of the Year. Freak, because he's awesome. And we're going to start off with Argent Mutation, which is turns a permanent into an artifact and draws you a card. Oh, I'm sorry, we were reviewing the set. It's weird. Armed with Aether is another card. It's not super exciting.
If it was instant, though?
If it was instant.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
It would be so much fun.
Card would be sick. Get you. Okay. One more time. Like,
you can put that in your hand. You can put that in your hand.
Oh, that would be absurd. Does this say target creature? Oh, that player controls. Okay, you couldn't do something silly like bounce your own. Blighted Agent, though, I think is neat.
He's scary.
He actually could be pretty scary. I mean, with all the pump spells in the environment,
all the equipment,
you just die.
Yeah. He's a must deal with. Like on turn 2, you're going to have to deal with him. And the best thing is he takes the chains off of Chained Throat
Seeker. Hey, you were trying. You were reaching.
I was trying to get there.
Trying to get there.
I just forgot the name.
I just love that they can just say when a player is poisoned. Like that's an awesome term for Magic.
The thing that's scary about this guy is most of the creatures, the sea creatures that Wizards has had, like this guy.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to get active,
Yeah.
So many islands in play, or they have to control an island.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that hard to get an infect damage on someone.
Like I play an Icarats, and we'll 5
attack 5.
Get ya. Like Chancellor of the Spires, unfortunately, I just feel is just a really weak Chancellor. This is one of those cards where I feel like they were all just sitting around going, like, what does he do? What does he do? Like, well,
wouldn't it be cool?
Yeah, like, he can't draw you cards because that's broken. And so, yeah, I guess we'll just have a Mill 7. Mill 7.
There will be someone out there. Like, you look at this card, and this card looks awesome in Commander.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's all these awesome spells that are, like, in the graveyards. All is Dust if you want to deal with the board. Like, a Cruel Ultimatum. Brilliant Ultimatum, I don't know, something fun.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, this is like one of those cards that it's, if it's not meant for the constructed player, then they're just going to see all the downsides. And the EDH player or the commander player is just going to love, what this card does to all their friends.
Oh, yeah.
Like, mill all your stuff. Yay. Corrupted Resolve, I am just really curious about. This card intrigues me.
Yeah, the flavor of it, I don't get. It's like, you can counter the guy that's kind of made of stone. Like, oh, you're made of stone, I gotta counter your stuff.
Sure.
But on the game side, I think it's pretty interesting. Like, you're not gonna be able to counter the early spells, but the late game spells. So that's kind of cool. Like,
yeah.
It seems much more until we lose, Mana Leak and Spell Pierce and things like that. I see this staying in the block zone, but I think it'll break out after rotation. I think it seems fine.
With a card like Inkmoth Nexus, I'm just for me it's just like it is literally counterspell. As soon as they get a poison counter, there is no way to get rid of poison counters. I mean, it's just one of those cards. It's just like this card seems really good.
Wait, there's one way to get rid of poison counters.
How is that?
There's one. We'll get to it.
Oh. All right. So the Sivir XR is up next, and this is the new Pestermite. And needless to say, I love me a good Pestermite, and this guy is pretty solid.
I mean, he's way better than Pestermite. Pestermite obviously was a fairy, and it flew, and it dealt damage.
Right.
But you think of the combo that this guy goes in. I think we all know what it is right now.
Right. Splinter Twin.
Yeah. But he's got a 4-butt. And that's really relevant in this format.
That was really, really relevant. I couldn't believe they put a 1/4 on it. Like, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, like the lightning bolts that comes with Primeval Titan doesn't work, and it's very scary. And plus, like, it stops swords, and he does everything you need your combo piece to do outside of being the combo.
Right.
And that's awesome. That's a really amazing thing to have in a combo deck.
Yeah, and they gave you some more tools, which we'll get to shortly, in regards to the Sivir XR. But first is Defensive Stance, which, sure, +1 or -1/+1.
It's
a card.
It's kind of cool. Like, the thing that I like about it is you can put it on your own guy to make him more defensive. You can put it on their aggressive guy. and they still get the body, but they don't have the power anymore. Like,
Yeah.
it has a lot more play than if they just give it, -1, -0, or -1, -1 even. Like, I just
Sure.
like the play that you can do with this. You can throw it on your own guy.
Yeah, it's like you can gain a life, or you can stop them, you can block them, successfully or whatever. Like there's different ways you can use it, which is nice. It gives you options. Jataxian Probe, however, wow, wow, this is a Magic card. They actually printed this. This is going to be a real thing in our hands. This card is absurd.
Can you stop my combo? I'll check for free.
Yeah, I'll check. I'll go to 18. Okay, no mana leaks or whatever. XR kill you. Like,
think of.
Wow.
I more think of this situation, especially in Standard, where there's a lot of Cobblades running around, and there's 2 players playing Cobblade. And, like, you can use this card to see what kind of hand they have, and then try to find your Stoneforge or your Squadron Hawk. But B, there's a lot of, like, when there's no creatures on the board, you're like, can I get my Jason to play?
Yeah.
Are they just going to counter and play their own?
Yeah.
Well, no, you can find out, and then you can get all that information, and that information is worth way more than the card itself.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you untap on your 4th turn or whatever, and you play your 4th land, and you're like free peek draw a card, and now I know either you if you don't have the counterspell, I run out the Jace, or if you do, I just come play around it the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And I drew a card. Man, this card is absurd.
And the art's awesome.
And the art's sick. Impaler Strike, moving on, is neat. No, it's one of those cards I think will be. Do you think it'll be good in limited?
I think
drawing 3 cards seems good in limited, right?
Yeah, I think it's fine. Like, it gives you that option too, because you can keep dealing the damage if you want to deal the damage,
right?
Or you can get some card advantage out of it. Like, he's the kind of card that if you want to draw 3 cards, you can just kill the guy in the way. And if you don't want to and you want to save the removal, you can trade. Yeah,
actually, this is one of those cards where it's like you know when a player is really good when they'll do something like keep hitting them with the Impaler Strike. You know what I mean? Like, because that's how they're going to win. Like, not because they just want to draw 3 cards to draw 3 cards. Like, that's one of those cards where you can sort of see that in play.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
Jinja Taxius, though. Wow. Whoa.
Do you know what the biggest problem with this card is?
There's a problem with this card?
As I never really play expensive cards in Magic, so I don't see myself playing with him. But I definitely see my opponent, flashing in when I'm playing around with my swords, and then I have to discard all my Gideons and Jaces, and then they draw a bunch of cards, then I draw my 1 card and scoop and get mad. Just like, this card doesn't seem fair.
It is. I don't think it is meant to be fair. It's not supposed to be fair. It will be one of the most incredible reanimator targets forever. First turn reanimating this guy, pretty sure you just won the game.
Pretty sure?
Pretty sure you're like, well, you're probably doing laps around the table.
Are you comboing next turn? I win.
Let me show you what this card does. Mental Misstep. Speaking of wrecking balls, wow.
I don't see this card can be good.
Really?
It counters itself. If it counters itself, it can't be good.
Of course it can't.
No. And there's not that many good 1-drops in the game.
No, of course not. No, it's not in the format completely defined by 1-drops, obviously. But yeah, I mean, and there's, for example, like Gerard Fabiano doesn't even like this card. He says it's not very good. He says it won't see a lot of play, and I disagree.
I can see that it's not the kind of card that I see going into. Well, let's look at the format. The format's Legacy.
Yeah.
That everyone's looking at this for.
Correct.
And I don't see this going into a non-blue deck for the fact that the reason you want it in the blue decks is because you have Brainstorms and you have Jaces and you have ways to put these back in your deck when they're not relevant anymore.
Okay.
Like, you want this for turn 1. The dream is to get the Vial. The dream is to get their Brainstorm, their Thoughtseize.
Their Goblin Lackey.
Yeah, all their awesome turn 1 spells.
Sure.
But then when you're drawing this in the late game, you're going to want to get rid of them. And so I like this card in the blue decks. And having this, I mean, it gets pitched to Force of Will. It's not going to be the best card in every deck, but it's going to see play. Like, I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah. I think it's fantastic. I mean, I think it's, it's not like the end-all, be-all, best card ever printed, blah, blah, but like, for being blue, and for impacting a format that hardly ever gets impacted by new cards, I mean, this is important. Mind Calling, however, that's a griefer card. That's a feel bad.
Just probe.
Just get you. I'll draw, and you'll just not, and that'd be great.
It seems like the kind of card that will probably be in a sideboard in limited, and then you find this grindy, back and forth, big monster decks, and a lot of removal between both of you, and you're just like, all right, I'll get some card advantage. Whee! Yeah. Discard your 2 removal spells, I'll draw 2.
That's gotta be like you always want to get sort of maximum value out of it. You always want to be they have 2 cards and you have none, and they just get you or whatever.
Yeah.
Numbing Dose is
That actually puts you to sleep. It does.
It's set right there on the card.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't untap and they lose life and stuff. So that's not. I mean, you know, they've worked that sort of everything that makes you sort of lose a life. They've done that a lot in this set. You know, destroy target artifact, lose a life. You know, they don't untap, they lose a life, so on and so forth. Phyrexia and Jester, I think, is interesting just because they finally got +Y on a card again for the first time in like since Lorwyn or something.
Oh yeah, and it's just a new duplicate.
Yep.
And I like duplicate. I like being able to kill guys and get their power. And I mean, he's quite expensive, but I mean, limited he's going to be a bomb. I don't know how much Constructor play is going to see.
Yeah.
Like, there's no real way to cheat him out. And tapping 7 for a sorcery guy just to kill someone, like,
It's just not
and
enough.
like, yeah, you don't like. I'll take your Primeval Titan. Oh wait, you've gotten value.
Crap. Like, it's cute, but it's 7 mana, unfortunately. Now, Phyrexia Metamorph, however, they pushed this guy.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
he's a little good.
He's very good. Like, to the point where, like, when I hear vintage players going, like, I can't wait to tap, you know, my workshop to play Metamorph, and I'm like, wow. Didn't really think about that one, but okay. Like,
Yeah, he can become any non-artifact or non-creature artifact. He can become a creature. Like, he legends out Thruns. It's going to be a big problem soon.
wow.
And he's an artifact, so like he gets powered up by Grand Architect. And I don't know. I mean, there's not a lot of players around here that play Grand Architect yet, but this card's really powerful and it snowballs quick. And if you can just make a second Architect for 1 mana, like that's a 1 mana guy.
That makes 2 mana, so he's like Soul Ring at that point.
Yeah,
right?
it's
That's
scary.
That card is very, very good. I think like we are just sort of scratching the surface as to how deep the Metamorph hole goes. Psychic Barrier, however, that's an interesting card.
I think it'll be very playable.
Yep, I like that card a lot. Particularly, again, it's another one of those lose 1 life things, just like Numbing Dose. Like, interesting sort of effect, and you lose life.
I mean, how awesome will it feel like when you're sitting with that in your hand, and they have to play a creature, and then you counter it and kill them with it? Like, they're at 1 life, and you're like, just play a guy.
Just please play a guy. Please play a guy. Psychic Surgery is up next, and this is the old screw a fetch land, as I like to call it. Like, you fetch it, and I get to face seal the top 2 cards and do something with them.
It's alright. I don't like putting, I could see this kind of card being great in Commander for the guy that just wants to be that guy.
The Griefer.
Yeah, but one-on-one battle, I don't want to waste a card on doing this. Especially they have to, if they're searching that much, you should just have that merfolk. I forgot the name. Coral's Trickster.
Yeah, Kosi's Trickster.
Kosi's Trickster. I would much rather just start attacking them. Be like, do you want to fetch again? All right, attack you for 4 this time.
Now she's a 4/4.
Not just like look at their cards and.
Yeah, like and unfortunately, like it's one of those. It's also one of those cards where like if both of those cards are awesome, you're just like, I guess I get wrecked by this one instead. Like that card can also give you a lot.
Could you
of
shuffle one more time, please?
Spine Thopter is, it's a limited card, but a 2 mana 2/1 flyer for any color, pay 2 life. I think it's fine.
No, he's definitely fine. I think he's exactly the power level that a blue 2/1 should have. So
yeah,
I mean,
I just love like Phyrexian Mana. I think really showed how good R&D is at sort of costing cards, because everything sort of makes sense. You're just like, well, I pay 2 mana for a 2/1 flyer, but because it's blue, I don't have to pay 2 life for it.
probe the probe does not make sense.
The
peak.
Oh, the free peak. Well, I know that's just because Zach Hill loves a peak. I can just see Zach Hill just like, it's got to be free, guys. Like, it's just got to be the Phyrexian blue. It's gonna be awesome. Everybody's gonna love it. And I'm just like, we love it. Now I'm scared to death of it.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, that card's so good.
Your opponent has Deceiver in play and 4 land, and they're like, can I see your grip, please?
Like, oh god. Yeah, and then you can just lose. Spire Monitor is next. It's a Snid that has flash.
I don't know what a Snit is.
A Snid is a 5 mana 3/3 flyer.
Oh.
Like, it's like an old fly, like from Urza's or something. And so ever since people have been calling them Snids, but it's a 3/3 flyer for 5 mana, which is just like your stock blue creature, and it just has flash.
Very boring. The interesting things are going to be how you play with them.
Yeah.
And I like cards like this. Like, you're going to have 5 mana open, and your opponents are always going to have to think about it. They're going to run into it right away, but then they're going to have to think about it the next time.
Yeah, it's nice.
Problem is this format, there's so many big guys that he's not going to, be able to get that 2/2. He might be able to, steal a mirror, though. You just snatch up a mirror. They attack with a mirror and you're like, gotcha.
Get you. Ooh, I got your 1/1. Tezzret's Gambit is next. This card is really good. Really, really good.
Yeah, he's it's
You know, I was at the Community Cup last year. And,
I was there too.
As well as yourself. And we at one time Eric Lauer came up to me and I didn't think of it, anything of it at the time, but he said, he said, "Hey Evan, like imagine that there was no card draw in Standard. How much life would you have to pay on top of a divination to play it?" And I'm like, if there's no other card draw in Standard, I'm like, 3 life. And Eric Lauer is just like, yeah, we decided that 3 life sounded good. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And like, I had no idea, but now I look at this card and I go, I know exactly what he was asking me.
I mean, now it's only 2 life, and it proliferates.
Wow.
Yeah, this card is great. Like
Pyromancer Ascension just like completely, fell over itself with joy over this
Did
card.
it?
Pyromancer's Ascension with this card, like, you only need 1 counter and then play this.
Oh, and then you get the proliferate.
And then you proliferate it up to the ultimate or whatever, and you draw 2 cards. Like,
yeah, that is
in
pretty
there.
good.
And I just like things like play Koth, get you for 4, untap, Tezzret's Gambit, ultimate him,
Ooh.
and draw 2 cards.
Okay, yeah, I haven't thought that thoroughly on this card. There's a lot of things you can do with it.
Card's really good.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Tezzret's Gambit.
When I see draw 2, I think draw 2. I don't think of like all the other cards that it interacts with.
Yeah. The proliferate is just crazy good.
Yeah.
We'll get to Volt Charge later, which is the red one, and I think that one may be even better.
Oh yeah.
Because it's instant. Vapor Snag is next. It's unsummoned.
Get you for your life.
Yeah, it's unsummoned when it's one life. Like, I'm glad they didn't make it a blue and colorless. You know what I mean?
But I want to get to the next card though, because this is one of my favorite blue cards of the set. Viral Drake is awesome.
Yeah.
Having proliferate on a stick in limited, poke for 1, 4 toughness. This guy is going to just take so many games of limited, you have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to block anything because for 8 mana, they're just going to rip apart your board. You can't take the damage because they're just going to kill you with it. Like,
the ability to proliferate, like, colon. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Contagion Clasp is tap. Contagion Engine is tap. This is just 4 mana, colon, go as long as you want to.
And untap, do it again, do it next turn. Like,
wow.
This ability, this guy is definitely a first pick.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to, if I just pray to open this guy and draft some, like, blue control, proliferate, control deck. Like, oh, it's so awesome.
So good. Wing Splicer is next, another one of the for the Splicer family. It's pretty good, though. 4 mana for 4 power, 3 of it flies. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's fine. I think it'll see a lot of play. Like, it's another great card in limited.
Yeah.
It'll be tough to cuss 4, and I think there's this other blue 4-drop that's good. I don't remember its name.
Well, we just talked about Viral Drake. That's 4. That's pretty good. I would take Viral Drake over Wing Splicer, for example. But that's fine. I mean, again, if they deal with the 1/1, then all of a sudden the golem doesn't fly anymore, which isn't as great. But
it falls to the ground.
If you're in blue-white, right, and you play like Blade Splicer and then Wing Splicer,
this is a really good sealed pool.
That's pretty good draft, pretty good seal pool. I'd be okay with that. I would be all right with that. Awesome combo. Lastly is Xenograft, which
this is. I wet my hands. I don't want
you
to
were
talk about
supposed
this
to help me here.
This
I don't
one's
know what this card does.
Yes.
I don't know what it's supposed to do. They're supposed to, there's some broken combos, I'm sure, with this card. I can imagine most of them involve elves or something. But
yeah, you guys let us know about this card because
even when I spoiled it from the Japanese spoilers, I'm just like, this card does stuff. I know it somewhere for 5 minutes. There's a reason this card exists. I just want people to tell me why.
I think it has to do with formats that you use more than 60 cards. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I'm pretty sure. We're 60 card guys, unfortunately. So that was our blue cards from New Phyrexia. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, and we'll be back tomorrow with the black ones.
Wee. Scary.
Like the fatties.